You gotta love it when NBA history is made, much less when it's Nikola Jokić who makes it because he does it in such a casual nature. Me and Steve are going to be talking about the NBA's first 30-point, 20 rebound, 20 assist game in history. We're going to get into all that and more right after this.
Welcome to the number one place for your daily basketball news and analysis, NBA Central.
What's going on, basketball fans? Welcome to another episode of NBA Central, your number one spot for everything basketball related. We got myself, Steve O, in the building today. And Steve O, Nikola Jokić, man, 30 points, over 30 points, 20 rebounds, 20 assists, man, in an overtime victory in a game that I'm not going to lie to you. I didn't expect this game to be even remotely entertaining, much less going to overtime. 149-141. The Denver Nuggets end up pulling this one out. But of course, everybody's going to be talking about Nikola Jokic's game today. 31 points, 21 rebounds, 22 assists, 3 steals in this game as well. Crazy game from Nikola Jokić, man. How do you feel about Jokić putting up this stat line, the first to ever do it in the NBA?
Like, he just continues to stamp like he's one of the greatest we've ever seen. Like, it's stuff that he's doing that is my player like. It's stuff that he's doing that I've never thought I would see. And from a person of his stature and his position and the way he's doing it, you would never think it would come from a person like that. He's not out there like superimposing. He is a tall player, but he's not superimposing body size. He's not superimposed athletically. He's just a very skilled player, knows the ins and outs of basketballs. IQ is at the elite level, passing, vision, everything that comes with the game of basketball, and he hustles. It's not like he don't play. He's not the greatest on-ball defender, but he plays good team defense, and he just know the game inside and out. And he's one of my favorite players to watch. I love watching the footwork. I love watching the post game. I love watching when he's surveying the floor. I think that's the most dangerous part of his game and what most people are starting to pick up on. Don't let him walk up the ball with because he's already scanning. And by probably most times, if you pay attention, he already know he running and he already know what he looking at when he pass half court. So just another. It just shows you him and his chemistry with Jamal. Because Jamal had a hell of a game too.
Yeah, and the thing that's so special about Jokić, and we had an episode of this over a year ago, where it's like some people say and talk about Jokić like he's a boring basketball player to watch, and it's like that just tells me that you aren't into like the X's O, the strategy part of basketball, because Jokić is just so skilled. It's crazy, right? He becomes only the third player to have this stat line. Wilt Chamberlain in 1968 had a 22-point, 25 rebound, 21 assist game. Steve-O, that was before the NBA even tracked steals, bro. So we don't even know how many steals Wilt had in that game. Russ did it in 2019, April 2nd, 2019, where he had 20 points, 20 rebounds, and 21 assists in that game. He shot 34% from the field. Jokić does it tonight with the stat line with 59% from the field. Jokić does this with and 42% from three-point range, 66% from free throw range. Just so efficient. He had a 66.5 true shooting percentage on the night tonight. Crazy, brother.
Yeah. And he just got it. And it's funny when you look at like somebody like how Wilt got it. They got it in so many different type of ways. Like Wilt was a majority. I'm pretty sure he had 75 dunks that night. And then he's just all athlete. But the bevy of post moves, the way he manipulates the pick and roll, the handoffs, the receivings, the pick and pops, the taking the open shot, being able to stretch the floor, the reading. He's easily, when they said this a couple years ago, that he might be one of the most skillful players we ever seen, and that's a fact. Like he's up there with the Kobe's, he's up there with the Larrys, he's up there with the Pistol Pete's. Like he's magic in his hands. Like he's so nonchalant, but you just know he gonna make this pass, and he draws so much attention. I think that's the most important part of his game, as well as he pulls people so much in that it allows people to cut. And that's all he did. He was just diming them. It's so, especially towards that end of the game and overtime. That's where you really saw him take over the game. They got in that pick and roll early, didn't stop it. They couldn't stop it, and he just read it. It was either give it to Jamal, or I'm gonna make the pass, or I'm gonna make the shot.
Absolutely. And like you said, the chemistry with him and Jamal Murray, Jamal also in this game, having a great stat line because Jamal Murray and Jokic play so well off each other. 19 points in this game, 8 assists as well. And I know that doesn't necessarily jump out the stat sheet at you, but when you watch these games and see how well they fit together, how well they play off each other, that's why this team is such a dangerous team. And is going to continue to be a dangerous team. I don't even care when it comes to the Nuggets what their seeding is. They're always going to have a chance to come out of that Western Conference just because of how dangerous. As long as Jamal Murray, Nikola Jokic is there, their bench is giving some, and they got Malone coaching, it's always going to be a dangerous team in the playoffs.
It really is. And it's also impressive seeing that they're not really going deep in their rotation. They only played 3 players off the bench. Phoenix played I think 2 more players off the bench. And it just, yeah, like this is the type of team, like you said in the playoffs, you just don't want to see because not only can they kill you in the fast break, but in the most important part of the game in playoffs, that half court game is their game. And then when you have somebody that you can switch on and off the bench as a Russell Westbrook to change the pace, they have a lot of pieces they use. Christian Braun has stepped up in a big factor. I think, like me and C Dub was talking a couple weeks ago, like how much it seemed like they missed Bruce Brown because once he left, it was still kind of iffy on who that replacement was going to be. They thought they found it, but it really wasn't there yet. But Christian Braun, not only is he a better fit than I would say than a Bruce Brown because he's just bigger, more athletic. Has a knack on defense and to get to the bucket. So he's only going to get better. So, yeah, I just like the whole concept of this team, how it's working.
Yeah, let me ask you this, and this is the last thing we'll touch on before we get up out of here. So it's been a lot of conversation over the MVP race between Shai Gilgeous-Alexander and Nikola Jokic, especially with Shai putting up the stats that he's putting. I still have Shai as my MVP, but when you look at like sometimes the MVP goes to the best player on the best team with the best record, right? Sometimes it goes to the player, which is kind of the nature of the award, the player that impacts their team's winning overall the most. When you look at this MVP race, do you think it's still Shai's to win, or do you think like with performances like this that Jokic is still in that consideration to win MVP before the end of the season?
I mean, he's going to be in the race, and he's going to be a high consideration. And he's going to get some votes, of course, and he should. But I still think it's Shai's to win. I mean, they won 52 games already.
Yeah.
And we looking at Nuggets, they won 40 tonight. So like that's a drastic difference. They're killing in the rest. They only lost. I don't think people realize OKC has only lost 11 games.
Yeah,
they're smoking their way through the West and the rest of the league. So what he's averaging right now and winning at the high rate that they're doing, if Shai don't win, that's a problem. Like that's a big problem. Like, you know, it was up for debate when it was like the Joel Embiid one and stuff like that. But I was more upset. I feel like that was more upset. Why I can't say it? Upsetting. But it is what it is. But it's Shai should win it. It's no MS. You can't be averaging 30 and 6 and 36 and 5 or 6 and 6, and your team is 52 and 11. He the MVP.
Yeah, Shai. I mean, when you look at like, especially the differential that they're beating teams in, how much Shai has had to adapt over the course of the season. Like there was times where the Thunder had no centers, no bigs. Everybody was out injured, and Shai's been so adaptable to just be able to do whatever that Thunder team needs. He's been so important in all of that. Like to me, it's hard. It's hard not to give it to Shai this year, and then especially. I know this shouldn't be a thing, but I do think voter fatigue is a thing with the MVP race. And I do think there are going to be some people that just look at it, whether right or wrong, and say, hey, I'm not going to vote for Jokic again. He's won it enough. And they're going to be wanting to give it to a different player. So,
yeah, man, that's just a fact that goes along with the game. But yeah, it's Shai's to lose. Like, and they did so much this year. I don't know what he could do to lose it, honestly.
Yeah. It's Shai. Yeah, I honestly I can't think of a place like it's going to be like Jokic is going to get some first place votes. Make no mistake about it.
He should be
that's going to happen.
second. He should be second.
Yeah, and he should be acknowledged, and he's gonna be all first team NBA. He's gonna get a lot of accolades in that sense. But it's still Shai's award to win, and
Yeah,
that just is what it
Shea
is.
playing defense. Like he's averaging like a steal a game.
Bro, Shai is such a like how you explained Jokic earlier. Shai is such a fun player to watch because you know he's going to do a little bit of everything, and he does
Mhm.
have that athleticism factor that like a Jokic is missing or whatever. Because Shai does. There's some times where players get by Shai, but his ability to reach in or knock the loose ball or recover with his length and with the speed that you don't even notice it unless you're really looking for that type of thing. Shai's such
And
a special player. It's crazy.
and it's literally the same way on offense. It's like
Yeah.
he slithers his way through things. He get layups off that normal people don't get off because he just finds a way to fillet it in. And his arm is long enough to get through. And he has an unorthodox way of he approaches the game like he's a little herky jerky. He kind of like stiff in a way, like his upper body don't move. He look like a damn ostrich when he plays sometimes. Like
That's scary accurate.
like it's weird. Like so, like he already also he got the weird jump shot that goes in. Plus that fade and that mid range is something serious. And I always say, you're not really a superstar till you understand that mid range. And once he figure out that mid range, that's when he started averaging 30.
You know what else is going to be scary with Shai once, and this is years down the road, but you know, every player, once they get around 28 now, that's when they start adding that post game.
Oh
Shai
my
starts
god.
adding the post game, bro, with the mid range that he's
Oh my
added
god.
already. I'm telling you, man, it's going to be scary.
He gonna be my favorite player to watch at that point.
Yeah, that's a fact. That's a fact. Any last thoughts on anything, whether it's this, the MVP race, Jokic, NBA overall? How you feeling?
I mean, shout out to the Cleveland Cavaliers for 13 games winning
13 in a
streak.
row.
It,
Yep.
it got a little dicey, but they got it done tonight. And I ain't talked about this on here in a minute. And Mad fans, if you watching, I'm so sorry. I'm so sorry.
Yeah, man.
I'm so
Yeah,
sorry.
bro. Like I feel very sorry for
That
Mavs fans,
sucks.
man, because it's been one thing after another. And it's like initially it started with of course the
The
Luka
Sinners.
Doncic trade, but
Well,
then
yeah.
like you traded Luka Doncic, got AD back, and we call AD street clothes, and literally it took one game before you figured out why that
And
nickname is a thing for him.
he was killing.
And he was balling, yeah.
That was the set. I was watching that game. I'm like, ain't no way he finna leave this game. Ain't no way he finna leave it. He left the game. I said, oh. And then the centers go down. You still got Lively on the bench. You still got Daniel Gaffer on the bench. And then Kyrie go down. It's like,
Yep.
damn.
It's the he's literally Nico Harrison has cursed that franchise, bro. I don't think there's
Bro,
any way around it. He's cursed
bro.
that franchise
If
because
he don't win a championship in the next 2 years, he's never gonna be a GM again.
I mean, I would love to be able to say that you're wrong, but I don't think you are, bro. I think that time is done for him, bro. Like if they can't turn this thing around, and I get it that there's the rumors of course, the owners wanting to sell the team and all that, and that's something that
Yeah.
we don't know, we don't control, we can't really speak to that part of it. But if that's not true, let's say they aren't trying to sell the team and trying to devalue the franchise so they can sell the team. I just don't understand how you can look at Nico Harrison and unless he does some crazy work this offseason to turn some stuff around, I don't know how you keep him on, bro.
Yeah, and like I said, I think he got like 2 to 3 years on his contract. That's the time he got to win, and he got to win the championship. Ain't no playoff runs, none of that. But yeah, but you know, I also heard they thinking about moving.
Yeah,
And I'm
moving
like,
the franchise.
I don't like that. Mavs has been in this league too long for that shit.
Yeah, I think, and what if I remember correctly, it's to Vegas at that. That's kind of the talk there. I
I
don't like that,
I
bro.
it's I think the one of the big things I'm hearing about is they want a casino in that bitch so
Mm.
bad, and Dallas ain't going. I think Vegas will go. I think Seattle will go. And I think even fucking Mexico City be like, nigga, we'll do it down here too.
Oh, bro. I mean, and the NBA is trying to expand down there too. You let Mexico,
Yeah.
man, Mexico City would be the Mavs moving to Mexico City would be fucking bananas, bro.
That'd be that in a way, in a perfect world, that will make sense if you know what I mean.
Yeah. No, I
Like
get
it
what you
just
mean. Yeah.
like it would just make sense. Like I can't see the Dallas Mavs. Like I feel like I don't know what like I know Seattle gonna get their team, but like I don't know how that's gonna work because I don't like okay Dallas the franchise just transitioned to Seattle. Like what the fuck is that? Like I don't like
Yeah.
that.
Yeah.
But yeah.
We'll see what the future does hold, man. Y'all can stay in tune with us here at NBA Central. Make sure y'all stay in tune. Usually with the nightly episodes, the after hours, that's Big Kev. But I couldn't wait for Big Kev today. It's such a monumental game. I was like, we gotta get this out here, man.
Our
So we,
schedules are dumb as hell these
yeah,
last
we
few weeks.
appreciate y'all for staying in tune with us, man. Make sure y'all following us at NBA Central Pod. Send us any feedback, questions, comments, concerns. NBA Central Pod at gmail.com. Lastly, if you want to leave a text message and our voicemail, 773-270-2799. Number one spot for everything basketball related. We out, y'all.